Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com. Hope you and your family are doing well. In today's episode, I'm going to be featuring a very rare, large Turkish Hereke rug. And I'm also going to show you some of the differences between the Turkish rugs as well as the Persian rugs. It is generally, the large pieces like these are generally very hard to find. So this right here, which is a 6 square meter, it's a 2 meter by 3 meter Hereke. This is actually the largest Hereke that we have ever been able to feature. And this is actually also one of the few, from one of the few workshops that are still in existence, although they make only a very few number of rugs. So what I wanted to do was, and this is also based on the questions that I've been getting from some of the viewers as well as clients to our business, they want to know when they're looking at a silk rug, which one should they go with? Now, generally speaking, on the large rugs, you only have the Persian Qum rugs. Those are pretty much the vast majority of handmade pure silk rugs when it comes to the Persian rugs. You also have, every once in a while, you will have pure silk rugs that are Kashan, Tabriz. But really, for the most part, Persian rugs, we're talking Qum. On the Turkish rugs, it used to be the Hereke rugs. Now, there are, of course, a lot of imitation rugs being made. We also have, in addition, the Indian Kashmirs. But the Hereke rugs and the Qum rugs belong in the same category of very high quality, high-end silk rugs. And here is a perfect example of a large piece that a lot of my clients will put into a formal room, whether it's a formal dining room or a living room or in a master bedroom or office. And the question then becomes is, which one would I recommend as a dealer? And what are my personal opinions on this? This is something that, for those of you that have watched my channel, you will have noticed I'm pretty outspoken. I just call it as I see it. I have never been one to pretend to be an expert, nor am I trying to be a salesperson. I'm just letting you know that here is a perfect, beautiful example of a large Hereke rug. I'm going to compare it with two different types of Persian rugs. Here we have one that is made by the Ghazavi family in Qum. This is a very popular design. It's known as a Versace design. This Qum rug has about 700 knots per square inch. Then we also have, this is a brand new piece, the same thing with, here we have, I picked out another piece. These are all the same sizes, so we're not going to be comparing apples with oranges. This is right here a gorgeous Abraham Fash from the workshop, from the Abraham workshop in Qum. This is a very high quality. This is a 900 knot per square inch. But the reason that I chose those two pieces is because I wanted to show you. Here is a Hereke that has, it's what is known as a 9-9 quality. 9 knots per centimeters. On the Qum rugs, we typically measure qualities oftentimes by the knot count, the KPSI. They have pretty much adopted that. But when you look at the Turkish rugs, it is known as the knots per square centimeter, the knots per 1 centimeter. My apologies. So a 9-9 quality, it translates into roughly 500 KPSI. But I'm going to show you why this 500 knot per Hereke rug, KPSI 500, And you have the Qum Rug that has 900 knots per square inch. Why the Hereke rug would be the one that I would not only be willing to pay more money for, but this would be the one that I would have in my home. And I just wanted to show you the differences. You have a beautiful, very high-end Qum Rug, whether it is the Versace, whether it is the classic design. Both of those have a higher knot count than the Hereke. But the Hereke, unlike the Persian Qum rugs, is made with what is known as a double knot. These are Turkish knots. The Qum rugs are made with a Persian knot. Now, all of these rugs, these are very luxurious, very high-end types of rugs, so you expect them to be put into formal areas. Generally speaking, you're not going to be putting a pure silk rug into a high traffic area. It would be kind of like wearing a suit to a construction site. I have my friends who own suits, but they're also, well, construction workers. And generally speaking, or whether you're a construction or truck driver, you're not going to be wearing a suit while driving a truck. Well, the same here. It would make no sense to put this in a high traffic area. These are formal rugs, and as a result, they tend to pretty much last a lifetime. And we also have, for example, one of the questions I get from my clients sometimes is right there. You notice the picture with one of our clients had a very large home. This is the entryway, and he got 3 silk rugs. Each one of the silk rugs is actually, he figured he's going to be purchasing 3 rugs that are going to be passed down to his children. He had 3 children. So instead of choosing which ones he wanted, he had each of his kids pick a Qum rug that they put into this foyer in this large hallway. And the idea is eventually they will be passed down to them. But instead of a parent or instead of children inheriting something from a parent that they don't really know what to do with, well, he figured he's going to let his 3 children each pick out their own Qum rug. He's going to enjoy the rugs while he's alive, knowing that when he passes, the rugs will be given to the children and the children will not be able to complain about it. I thought it was absolutely a brilliant idea. The kids loved it, he loved it, and as you can see in the picture, he also has dogs in the house. If the dogs are well trained, just like children, just like adults, if they have, as you can see here, he has no problems with letting his dogs walk on these silk rugs. And again, to me, it's all about, you know what type of environment you have. And so if you're looking at a pure silk rug, I always tell my clients, chances are you're going to be putting it in a place, it's a formal area where there's not a lot of traffic, the same as here in the picture. But if there is traffic on them, it's perfectly fine to walk on them. You just need to have a little bit of common sense. At least that's what I call it. But what I wanted to do was, this is really being the first time that we have had a large Hereke rug. It was a perfect opportunity for me to answer many of your questions that I've been getting for years. I've had clients who are looking for these rare, large Hereke rugs. And one of the things that they have oftentimes, I've often mentioned to them, is the fact that when it comes to large Herekes, they tend to be a little bit of a lower knot count than some of the very high-end pieces. If you look at our website at mprugs.com, you'll notice that I have Hereke rugs that go all the way up to a 25 quality. Imagine 4,000 knots per square inch. These are very small pieces. If this Hereke was a 25 quality, you're looking at $1 million rug. And no, I am not kidding. The one that we see in our website, it's a tiny rug, and that one is 50,000. And I would imagine it would take 30 or 40 of those to fill up this rug right here. So you do the math on that. And when I say $1 million, I'm not joking. But the thing I want you to note is that on the Herrick case, and this is something that the workshops have always known, if they are going to be walked on, and this is due to its size, the type of Herrick that you would put into your office, dining room, wherever. If you're going to put this down and you're going to step on it, it has to be strong enough to basically take the pressure, the weight, and everything, and a little bit of traffic. And so they, generally speaking, large Herricanes fall into the 8.8 or 9.9 quality, which in my opinion is absolutely perfect. And being that these are double knotted, again, double knot versus on the Persian Qum rugs, you have the single knot. The double knot, the same when you tie your shoes with a double knot, gives it that extra strength. I've talked about it in many of my other videos. And as a result of it, you have this is a much fuller, much denser rug. It's also heavier. And it feels much more robust. So even though that Qum rug right there from the Abraham family, from the workshop, 900 knots per square inch, this Hereke has 500 knots per square inch. They are both in the same price category. I thought I just mentioned it to you. A lot of collectors, a lot of buyers of Persian rugs, a lot of also rug dealers always make it a point where when a rug, the higher the knot count, the more expensive it is. And generally speaking, that is the case. But there are exceptions. And here is a perfect case. You have 500 knots per square inch, basically being at the same workmanship at the same price as the 900 knots per square inch. So I thought I point this out to you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do what I've done recently. I'm going to show you a few short video clips of each of the rugs, so I can feature some, I can point out some of the features and everything, and also by laying them out, as I mentioned a lot of my videos, when I hang up the silk rugs, it just looks horrible. But when you see them from the same way that we view them on the ground and everything, you're going to see, and you're probably going to do what we do when we look at them and go, this is the way it's supposed to be. Absolutely gorgeous. So before I go, I just want to let you know, as I do in all of my videos, take a quick break in the middle. And just to let you know, if you have questions about a rug that you may have yourself, whether you want to know the origin or you just have some quick questions, there is a link below in the description that tells you what type of pictures I need in order to be able to give you a quick answer. I have a lot of folks who buy rugs or inherit rugs. They just want to know a little bit about where the rugs are from or whatever questions they may have. Feel free, link below in the description. Tells you what type of pictures. Send me the pictures. Also, if you like our channel, it's all about handmade carpets. We feature a lot of new designs and everything, but also I use the channel to answer many of your questions. And it's one of the fastest growing, largest YouTube channels, all about handmade carpets. And I want to thank you all for your feedback. And if you enjoy the channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Also visit us at our website at mprugs.com, where you can see all the details that you not only have links to in the description, but you can see all of our other rugs. And so with that all out of the way, I'm going to feature the 3 videos of the 3 brief clips of the videos, and I'm going to come back to you and say my final goodbyes. So here we are with the close-up videos, and just be warned, I'm going to put a disclaimer on this video at the beginning. The lighting in the warehouse is horrific. So we do our best, but being that this is basically an amateur channel for me, I just want you to know, I don't pay anyone to take these videos. I do these all myself. But the coloring, sometimes the lighting is a little bit of an issue, but what you'll notice in the video right here, right now, is how much the coloring changes. And I put the 3 rugs in such a way that you can appreciate all 3 of them. I'm going to be, obviously, here we have the Hereke, then we have the Qum Rug. Here we have the Versace with the Versace design. Then you have this just absolutely stunning Qum Rug, but from the Abraham workshop. But what you'll notice that I'm not taking the video from the top or the bottom, because you'll see the differences in the colors. Here it is from the dark side. Now I'm just going to hold the camera as I go around and take them from the light side, especially on the colorful piece like this. You notice the difference in the colors. So I have learned on these large rugs, actually doing the videos from the side is oftentimes the best way to go. A lot of my clients have asked me about, for example, with the pricing and everything on the rugs. And again, I thought this would just be a perfect example. And I'm just going to use these 2 Qum rugs. All 3 rugs are about the same size. These are all 6 square meters. These are 3 meters by 2 meters, 10 feet by 7 feet. But one of the reasons why rugs are also priced differently, and I'm just going to use the 2 pieces right here. These are both pure silk Qum rugs. These are both virtually identical. The one is 900 knots per square inch, and the other one is about 700. So you're obviously going to be paying a lot more for it. But when you look up close, you will notice the Versace piece only features about a half dozen colors, whereas the colorful piece right here, the amount of coloring is absolute. I mean, there got to be at least 2 dozen different colors in them, and as a result of it, this becomes much more difficult. It is much more time consuming. So the more colors you have in a rug, the more detailing, that is also a significant price difference. This is why, for example, this piece right here costs nearly twice as much as a Versace. You have 2 rugs, both same size, both same amount of material, but the workmanship, and this is literally what drives the cost of these rugs, the workmanship of these rugs is such that this rug took a lot longer to weave than the rugs that have a what we call the lesser amount of colors. It's a lot less detailed than the large piece, but again, the Versace's is one of my most popular types of designs in the Qum rugs. I have featured it in many of my own videos, and really popular. This really is a showpiece type of rug. The Versace, much more quieter, and I just wanted to point out this is the differences between them. Now we have the rare opportunity of comparing the Qum rugs to the Hereke. And the Hereke, as I mentioned to you, and I'm just going to flip this over, you'll notice it's just an absolutely stunning piece. This is the largest Hereke that we have been able to feature so far. and absolutely amazing. This is also, like as I mentioned to you, it's from the Han workshop. This is one of the few workshops in Turkey that still weaves the rugs. And unfortunately, even though, as for those of you that are knowledgeable about these rugs, you notice the rug the signature says Hereke and Han. This is actually illegal. The Chinese government has basically adopted. They have taken the copyright of the word Hereke. So technically speaking, this has to be sold as a Turkish silk rug. But some of the workshops, they still use the word Hereke. But as I mentioned to you earlier, when it talks about the quality of the rugs, again, here you have, this is a rug that has a 9.9 quality, as you can see in the picture. The Versace had about 700. And I'm just going to flip this one over. This beautiful colored piece has about 900, and I'm just going to put this over. As you can see, there is no comparison between the two. You have the knots of the very fine Qum rug. You have the knots of the Turkish rug. The Qum is obviously a much finer, much higher knot count than the Turkish Hereke. But this Hereke is made with a double knot. This is a single knot. This is a Persian knot. A lot of people consider the Turkish knot to be a superior quality rug, although in these types of rugs, as I mentioned to you earlier in the intro, doesn't really matter, because it's really rare that someone is going to be putting these types of rugs in high traffic areas. But what I wanted you guys to point out was that if you would ask me, and the 900 kpsi and the Hereke are both in the same price range, which one would I rather have? Even if the colors, everything was identical, Hereke would be the obvious choice for me, because of its rarity and also because of its durability and just the workmanship and everything. So I just wanted you guys to know about this. But I also want to point out, this is a genuine Turkish one. If this was a Chinese one, I would never bother comparing it with a real Persian Qum rug. So I just wanted to point this out to you. I hope this video, these close-ups, was of help to you. I'm going to come back to you guys now and say my final goodbyes. There is our video about the comparison and the differences between the Hereke rugs and the Qum rugs. I hope this video was of help to you for those of you that have asked me. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Hope you enjoyed this video and this channel. If you hit the like button, subscribe button, that would certainly help us out. I'm going to look forward to coming back to you with many more videos to come. In the meantime, I wish you and your family the very best. Until we see each other again, take care. Bye-bye.